I have made a grave mistake. In one of my most recent videos, I called this a state-of-the-art cobblestone generator because it is just so fast. I think producing 146,000 cobblestone an hour, and I was comparing it to some of the new Crete 6.0 ones. I was then yelled at in my Discord a few times for calling it the state-of-the-art one because it's just so garbage, and I apologize. Instead of just yelling at me though, you all did provide some actually really helpful resources, and I have 3 schematics in my hand. One of them is just kelp, which please don't ask me. I don't know yet. I don't know what it's for. I have no idea. And then a valve handle. Again, no clue. Am confused. And then a big old contraption that's over there that allegedly can produce a bajillion, quadrillion cobblestone an hour. And I have no idea how this thing works. So we are going to go along in this episode and figure out what's going on. Just for context, on my other screen, I have on Bilibili, which is the Chinese YouTube, a fully Chinese, I hope, video that doesn't have any English characters in it. So I'm gonna be following a tutorial that's in Chinese. I am the whitest person you've ever seen. I have no idea anything about any Asian characters. We're cooked. So I'm gonna be trying to figure this out. You're gonna join along with me, and we're gonna try to figure out how this makes cobblestone, because so far I am bamboozled. So I guess the first step is to paste this thing in, and ooh, there's already a minecart here. That is part of it. From the vibes I got, I'm not gonna try to explain this too much because I'm confused, but I think minecart makes these mechanical harvesters into a contraption. Somehow cobblestone is placed here from these deployers. I don't know how these deployers get cobblestone or how that works. I think also cobblestone is generated down here and put into this vault, and then like I don't know what up here is doing, but something. Let's just build it. Why am I trying to explain how it works before I even have figured it out? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a thing that places kelp, because we need to put a stack of kelp up here. Okay. Nuh-uh. Nah. The next step in the tutorial, grab some kelp, put it here. So we scooch it in here. That's in? I think that's in properly. And then set it as the schematic to the deployer. And then we can copy this and then paste it to all the other deployers. So we're setting the deployers to place a schematic or move a schematic of kelp that's 1 block tall, can't be placed, and these deployers are gonna place that schematic? Okay. After we've done that, turn this on, and then homeboy check the barrel. There was 64 kelp in their design, so we'll keep it. And then they steal the minecart, yoink, and I think go to put it down here. Nah, cause what? So it's really hard to follow a tutorial in a language that you don't know. And I suppose that makes sense. Okay, so what they did, oh, how many times did they right click it? If only I spoke Chinese, or read it, I suppose. Looks like they made it hollow, and then they put 2,147,483,647 degrees of rotation. I'm pretty confident they made this hollow. We can mess this up a bunch of times. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so as you can see, our mechanical harvesters are perfectly in line with this. Our deployers are directly below it and able to place in the schematic or something. And then what you do, turn this, flick this. Stuff is happening. Oh, do we have cobblestone? Not yet. But certainly stuff is happening. Oh, hold on. You do 2 more things. Lava in here. Push this button. Cobblestone! No, cause what do you mean? No, cause what do you mean? What do you mean this? Who figured this out? Nah, cause no, no way. What the heck is going on? What are you saying? I can't believe it. We're already at 15,000 items, bro. It's 2 brass funnels is not enough to keep up with the speed. Wait, are we for real? To give you a little context, a little bit further away from the infinity loud sounds of cobblestone and kelp breaking every 10 milliseconds. From what I've gathered in what I was told in my Discord is that this is a 2 game tick cobblestone generator, and this one over here, while it causes a boatload of lag, is not nearly as fast. And I mean, we can probably pretty easily tell that since the item vault is filling up with 2 sets of funnels. Okay, it's finally going downward. Does this produce 1 million cobblestone an hour? No, okay, it's going down. Hold on. Let's tick warp this and see how much this generates. Oh my god, it produces 1 million an hour. This is 10 times faster than this farm. You can't be telling me that these funnels in the contraption, so that, remember, this is from the minecart contraption, these funnels here, you cannot tell me that these are used for anything, but they almost certainly are. What's even more interesting is that these windmills used to be moving back and forth, but they no longer are. And it honestly doesn't look like our deployers are placing any blocks, but they have to be, right? So what I think is happening, and I'm gonna try to dissect this more, but what I think is happening is we have our windmill sails. Pressing this button somehow did something to them. I couldn't imagine how. We can, here, let's look at the schematic over here. Okay, nah, because pressing this button shouldn't have done anything. There's nothing next to it. Does pressing buttons in contraptions, does that make them stop working or start working or do some other stuff? Anyway, what I would bet is happening, we're making stone, which means our water sources, there are water sources on every single one of these blocks. If it were cobblestone, then it wouldn't be water sources. My bet, our deployers are placing in the schematic of kelp, and we have 1 billion deployers just so that we make sure that it places in. Like if we had 1 deployer, it would be less likely that the schematic is placed in every 2 game ticks or whatever. Because our kelp was placed in, there's water sources there already because it's a schematic of kelp and water with water sources. Somehow that's allowed even without water in the bucket, but I guess whatever. You do need kelp in the contraption in order for it to place kelp, and then it immediately breaks kelp. And as you can see, there are cobblestone funnels that drop it out. I bet if we didn't have filters for cobblestone here, it would also drop out the kelp. So that's good to know. The next thing up here in our schematic thing, these funnels down here, I don't think do anything. Because from what I know about what may be happening is that these funnels put the kelp back into the deployers, but I don't know that would be how it works. So my guess is these funnels are to put them back in the deployers. I bet if we had less deployers and less funnels, it would still work, it would just be slower. I'm gonna test all these theories, so don't worry. The cobblestone here is dropped out. I bet there's a bunch of cobblestone and kelp in this barrel pretty much at all times. Yeah, so that is expected. What's really interesting is that the kelp isn't moving, and like the cobblestone is totally moving, which is very interesting. And also usually, oh, it's a schematic, it's not really here. And usually, from what I've seen, this is a minecart contraption. The funnels on minecart contraptions don't drop out items this frequently. So I don't know how they're doing this. Is it because it's constantly on? I bet it's constantly on whatever this block is. And this is a mechanical bearing running indefinitely forever. So this is continuously spinning. And because of that, it is nudging the minecart and making this thing update every 2 game ticks or whatever. So if we remove this, nothing would work, which is why we need this thing to be spinning infinitely at 1 billion or 2 billion rotation degrees so that this can rotate infinitely. The valves under here, I am curious about. So these are all connected up to one another. Is it just an off switch? I bet it would be. What happens if I press this button again? Wait. Does the button lock one of our gantry controllers? Also, how is this spinning by itself? Oh, is it spinning by itself because of this valve handle? If we press this button. This stops moving. What in the world does pressing this button do, dude? It's not connected to anything other than maybe the deployers. But the deployers don't move by themselves. Like, they're not moving now, so I don't think it's like powering the deployers per se. If we turn off our valve, that does nothing. If we shift click it, it should close all of them, right? And then even if we press the button, nothing will happen. Even though this may stop moving. It doesn't. What does this button do? You can't tell me that this does something. Okay, that's opened up. We press the button again. It made cobblestone once. Okay, so this is a toggleable thing. As soon as we press the button and cobblestone starts generating, our windmill sails stop moving. Let's paste this into the world and dissect what is going on here. So we have 2 gantry carriages going back and forth. A very similar design to what we saw before. There's glue on this side to connect all of our windmill sails together. I see. So this is our on and off power. This will stop moving these. Somehow. What does this button do? Like, genuinely, what does this button do? Can valves be powered by redstone? I don't think so. Is there a reason we need valves? Could I just do pipes? Let me check. I hope I don't break anything. I probably won't. I bet it's fine. Okay, we have a pipe on this block here. Let's turn it back on. We're getting cobblestone generating. Slowly but surely. Nah, because what do you mean cobblestone is generating? It's just so slow now that we have a pipe? How does that make any sense? I place in a pipe and right away it works. What the heck? What the heck? So just to confirm, this whole bottom row is just to get lava to all of these pipes. I mean, this is so straightforward, this bottom bit, except for the button. If you can let me know what the button does, because it shouldn't, I guess let's confirm that fluid valves don't need buttons. Or can't react to redstone? It kind of looked like a redstone source, but I don't think it is. I think it's just saying green is good in this scenario. Is it just giving an update to the farm? Could that be what it does? I have no idea. Let's test my theory that if we remove a row of this, it'll still work fine. I am really curious if this will work. We need to give these guys a full row of kelp. Let's set the filter to you, and then I want to see if my theory is correct. Oh, you can hear it. I think that's the minecart getting continuously updated. So as a reminder, we do not have deployers over on this row. I want to see what happens with it. So let's turn this on. Give ourselves lava. Turn this on. So that it's the right way. Yes, it is. Turn you on, and our kelp is working. If we press this button now, we should be getting cobblestone to slowly generate. Okay, it looks like I'm correct. This, from the naked eye, looks the exact same. I am going to copy our item delivery system that we have over here just to see if there are any noticeable rate decreases for using less deployers. So for orange, we were around 1.014 million. This is the same. I mean, it's like barely faster, but I think that is just biases. So I don't think it's changed the speed at all. I am going to turn this off and take our minecart back. We can put this bad boy back up here. Let's remove another row. Because like at some point, it's gotta do something. You know, let's put it back. It's tweaking out. That's good to see. Everything else should be working fine if we turn this back on. Ooh, okay. So this means we're not getting kelp or cobblestone on the last row anymore. So this will absolutely cause speed differences. What's more interesting, I don't think I can turn it back on. It doesn't feel like I can. Pressing this button no longer does anything. If we move this button like over here, still nothing. Okay, I think I might have broken this one beyond repair. So it looks like we can shrink the amount of deployers by 1, and that didn't do anything for the rates, at least from what we could tell. But somehow though, this button needs to be here. Let's turn this one back on, our working one. And then if we put a button here, turns off that part of the farm. It's gotta be that the deployers place items when powered or not, and it's a toggleable thing. Yeah, that's totally it. Okay, I'm guessing the button powers, oh, I can't even say that. The pressing the button somehow makes it so Cobblestone can generate. My guess is that it's powering the deployers, placing in the schematic thing for this to work, and generating sources. It somehow also prevents these gantry shafts from moving, because as you can see, this isn't moving. So I'm real curious on how that's working. That makes no sense to me. For some reason, this one is not a light green up here, it's a dark green. That might just mean that is the one that I broke and replaced, so maybe I did something to it. Interestingly as well, setting this one to no broke it. Even though, oh, I see, it's closed right now, that's the issue. But rotating this caused it to update. I think what's happening here is that our gantry is still moving back and forth. There's just not enough visual updates for us to notice. Because there's no reason for it to not move back and forth. It might just be that we can't see it for optimization purposes. And whenever I change this, it stops the farm for a second, lets this move once over and back, and then puts it back into position. I'm gonna be honest, I could not, for the life of you, tell you how this was made. This is way beyond my knowledge into how the heck this game works. But a machine that generates 1 million cobblestone an hour is crazy. So, I mean, I'm so glad I'm able to view it and look at it and be in its presence. Have it in the same world as the state-of-the-art cobblestone generator that I use so frequently. Am I ever gonna use this in a build? Absolutely not. Could you imagine? I think everyone in the comments would die. Anyone new to the Create mod, I think would implode. Because I'm imploding, and I've played this game for 2 years. Is this one better? In terms of simple brain thinking, yes. So easy. Drill mine thing. And it's only 10 times slower and bigger. But this is so cool. I can't even imagine how this works, for real. Like, how did you figure this out? I don't know who made it originally. I know that Aroven is one of the people that is making this crazy or something. I don't know if they made it first. This is insane. This is easily the coolest thing I've ever seen in the Create mod, and it does give just hyper farm vibes, but also it's so tiny. Like, this is so cool. And I mean, I have no idea how it works. So kudos to whoever made it. How does your brain work like that? What do you have to trade? I'm in skyblock mode. And I hope you all enjoyed me checking out this stupid idiot cobblestone farm that is just broken. This has not run for more than half the time, and it's still at double the speed of any of the other ones. So if you run this for 10 minutes, it's the speed of any of the other cobblestone generators I've looked at before today, which is crazy. They have a threshold switch for an automatic on-off switch. Like, it's just so smart. If you all enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you aren't aware I have a Discord, you could definitely join it. It'll be in the description. And I suppose I'll see you next time. If you know of any other stupid broken farms like this, let me know. You can join my Discord and send me a message about it, because this was so fun to look at. I've always wanted to see one of these. Like, I've seen videos of people that have these, and it's like, what even is happening? And now that we've looked at it, I hope I've demystified it a little bit, because maybe I get it. Maybe I understand. I couldn't even imagine making it, but maybe I understand it being a thing. Still don't really get the button though. But that's gonna be all. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.